everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a book tag because I haven't done a book tag in a while. This is the rapid fire book tag. It was recently done by Coiny Reads, and it's just 25 slightly bookish questions, and I just thought it would be fun to do a sort of quick fire type of tag because again, it's been a while since I've done one. So let's get right into it. The first question, ebook or physical book? For me, I am both. I do prefer physical books, but I appreciate an ebook because that is how I'm able to get through a lot of classics. I read the ebooks when I'm at work, when I need to pass the time a little bit, when I'm waiting for something, or I just pretty much finished my work and I don't want to waste the time twiddling my fingers. So for me, they're both very, very equally important, but I love a physical book. Question 2, paperback or hardback? I am a paperback person. There's nothing about a hardback that I enjoy. I think they're too big, they're too heavy, they're unwieldy, they're too expensive, they take up too much space. They don't even look that good for me. They just look clunky. Even on a bookshelf with only hardbacks, it does nothing for me. So I'm definitely a paperback girl. I prefer that. I mean, I'm reading this book. It's 1,200 pages, and look how beautifully this opens up. Like doing this, there's no spine broken on this book, right? No spine broken. I would have to fully want to crack a spine on this. A hardback, I think, can't do this. So paperback all the way. Number 3, online or in-store book shopping? Definitely in-store book shopping. I live in Japan. I travel home to France. I also travel home to the Austin, Texas, which everyone has excellent used bookstores, regular bookstores. Austin, a little bit less, but in terms of Paris and Japan, bookstores on every corner. There's no reason for me to shop online. Basically, I mean, to be honest, I don't shop online for anything other than nail polish. I thought I wasn't wearing, but I am wearing nail polish. But other than nail polish from a certain brand that only sells online, I buy nothing online. Capitalism and Amazon, they hate me because I buy nothing. In fact, I typically use Amazon to get ideas. I use their algorithm in terms of like, oh, people who have bought this book have also bought this. And so when it comes to history books, I'll use that. But then I buy the book in store. So yeah, Amazon hates me. I am a in-store book shopping kind of girl. Number 4, trilogies or series? I don't really care. I like both. Since I read manga, obviously big, long series, I'm very much used to them. Trilogies, when it comes to novels, give me a good Alexandre Dumas trilogy. Ugh, so good. Absolutely die for that. So yeah, I'm both. Number 5, heroes or villains? You can't have a hero without a villain. You can't have a villain without a hero. You need both. And humans are so hypocritical that we are both heroes and we are both villains in our own story. Number 6, a book you want everyone to read. Lonesome Dove. Lonesome Dove. 7, recommend an underrated book. An underrated book that I would need to recommend to you is I have no idea. Underrated book. Shipwrecks by Yoshimura Akira Yoshimura Shipwrecks. That book is gorgeous. It is stunning. I don't like the word heroine because I think every single book review uses that book, heroine. I know Reagan at Peruse Project, lovely girl, but she used the word heroine for every single fantasy book, and I'm just like, find another word. There are other words. So I don't like using the word heroine, but that book is heroine. It's the example of heroine. It's tragic. It's beautiful. It's well written. It's amazing. So yeah, Shipwrecks. That's the underrated book that I would recommend. 8, the last book that I finish would be Big Sister, Little Sister, Red Sister, 3 Women at the Heart of 20th Century China by June Chang. I just reviewed this in my wrap up for July and August, so you can watch all about that. Number 9, the last book you bought. The last book that I bought, 2 books that I bought at full price, or books that I bought in France when I was back in vacation. The first book everyone will recognize, that is Moi qui n'ai pas connu les hommes by Jacqueline Hartmann. So I who have never known men. So the booktube favorite. I finally was able to purchase this. And then this one was a nice surprise. I had never heard about it, but absolutely had to buy it when I saw it. and that is Nam Phuong, la dernière impératrice du Vietnam. So Nam Phuong, the last empress of Vietnam, written by François Joyaux. This is a nonfiction about the last empress of Vietnam who escaped Vietnam and went to France and ended up dying in France. So this, I knew when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I need to take my Asian history reading into this direction next, I think, because this is just, sounds really good. 10, the weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark. My sheets, probably. If I'm in bed and I need to get a drink of water, I need to use the restroom, I'll just grab the corner of a sheet or the pillow and just kind of place it to where I don't lose my spot. That's it. I'm the type of person, I typically use the free bookmarks that you receive. This happens to not be one of those, but usually the free bookmarks that you receive from bookstores. Here I'm using an old JR East Pass I used when my mom came to Japan and we traveled together. No, that's a random bookmark I had to borrow from my mom because I needed something. Yeah, so usually I'm buying one of those. This is the book, another book that I'm currently reading, in case you're curious. Love this cover. But yeah, typically I just use the free bookmarks that you get from bookstores because, again, capitalists hate me. I will not spend money to buy a bookmark when you can just use a sheet of paper. I don't see the point, other than to support artists, which I think is great. But I just can't spend money on a piece of paper. Not like that, just to shove it in a book. I just can't do it. So yeah, like I said, capitalism hates me. I buy nothing, absolutely nothing. Number 11, used books, yes or no? Absolute yes. All my manga pretty much is bought used, unless it's a current series, which I want to support the author, so I will buy those new. But books are expensive, so buy used. Again, capitalism hates me. 12, top three favorite genres. Nonfiction, history. Literary fiction that has social commentary, and then adventure books, so a good Dumas, a good Jules Verne. Right now, for my PDF, I'm reading a Victor Hugo, an early Victor Hugo that is pure adventure. I was very surprised by that reading. And this year in general, I've been very much into adventure books. So like the King Solomon's Mines by something Hager, like that book was amazing. So yeah, I like a good adventure book. So those are my three favorite genres. 13, borrow or buy. I'm a buy person. I read way too slowly to be able to borrow books. Japan has manga kisa, which are manga cafes where you can just you rent by the hour. You get your own little booth and it has like a padded seating and you can lie down or sit down. You can get as comfortable as you want. They have free drinks. Usually a manga kisa, I choose whether or not it has frozen melon soda. So melon soda is just melon flavor soda, but they make it frozen like a slushy and it's so good. Like if a karaoke place has frozen melon soda, I always go there. Yeah, so it's a great experience, but I don't read fast enough to make it worth the price. So people who read like my friend, he'll read a manga, he's just done. I mean, he's Japanese, but he reads especially fast. So he can read 20 books within an hour easy. I might read two. So it's cheaper for me to just buy the book than it is for me to do those, which sucks because I wish I could go to Manga Kisa and make it worth the price. So yeah, I'm a buy kind of person. 14, character or plot. I would say more plot. I prefer plot. I need strong characters, but typically I read books that have more plot than they do have just character studies. 15, long or short books. I have to say I do like a long book, especially this year. This year I'm definitely digging long books. All the books that I want to read are long. But that's just because with a long book, when you're enjoying it and it's long, that means you get more time with it. You get more time out of the enjoyment. While a short book, even if you're loving it, it's done and you're like, oh no, I could have read more. So yeah, I do prefer long books, I would say. Although the the satisfaction of reading a bunch of short books and getting through your TBR pile is, I'm not gonna lie, it is very nice, because as readers, there's so much we want to read. There's so many, there's no way we can get through all the books we want to read. But if all those books just happen to be short books, then we have the opportunity to, get through the pile a little faster. So I do envy people who have a lot of books that they want to read that just happen to be short, because you get to read so much more than me. 16, longer short chapters. I'm like everybody else, short chapters. I like the feeling of progression. Also, short chapters tends to mean a faster pace, so you're more likely to get gripped, or you're more likely to tempted to be like, oh, well, this chapter is so short, and the next chapter is so short, I'll just read that and then I'll go to bed. Oh, well, the next chapter is short as well, so I'll just read that and go to bed. So I think short chapters are excellent at excellent at encouraging you to read more. 17, name the first 3 books that you think of. First 3 books, The Death of Baton. That's not the title of the book. The Baton Death March, for some reason, is coming to mind. That's a really great nonfiction about the Baton Death March that an American prisoner of war had to undergo. Oof, devastating book. Another book off the top of my head. The next book that I want to read by Dumas, La Reine Margot. I want to read that series, the Reine Margot series. So that comes to mind, La Reine Margot. Another book that I can randomly think of, trying to visualize my bookshelves. Dostoevsky's Brothers Karamazov. That's not a book I have any intention of reading anytime soon, but it's red and it's big and it's on its side on my bookshelf, and it looks at me and it tells me, I know you're not going to read me. And I say, I know, yeah, I know that you know that I'm not going to read you, but you can stay there for now. 19, our world or fictional world? It's definitely our world. I love a good fictional world. I think fictional worlds are just as important, because they allow you to explore things that we can't explore in our world, but I am definitely more an our world kind of person. 20, audiobooks, yes or no? For me personally, no. In general, for other people, yes, obviously, go for an audiobook. For me personally, I don't like having background noise all the time. I like a break from music and TVs and radios and YouTube videos or whatever. I like the silence. So audiobooks for me are a no. 21, do you ever judge a book by its cover? All the time. All the time. I love judging a book by its cover. Cover art is incredibly important. I mean, come on, look at this. It's a cinema in the shape of a whale. How can you not judge a book by its cover? This is genius, absolutely genius. This book pulled me in because of its cover. I saw this from across the room and I said, yes, obviously. This book I recently bought at a flea market. This book, obviously, pure cover by, especially since these old Le Livre de Poche books don't have blurbs on them. So you can only go by the title, the author, if you know the author, the reputation, and then the cover. So yeah, I'm definitely a cover by person. I'm also an edition by kind of person. Barbara Dimmock's new book, The Daughter of the Bamboo Grove, which I hate that title. It's such bad Orientalism. Hate that book. It's exoticism of Asian culture, which is ridiculous considering Barbara Dimmock has such a good reputation. I don't know why they used that gimmick from her book, but that whole edition, it's a new book that just came out, and I was 8 months ahead of time. I was anticipating that book. I think I knew about that book before anybody else on BookTube. I'm the only one who was anticipating it. But did I buy it when it came out? No, I didn't, because I hated the edition. I hated the cover. I hate the title. It's way too big. It's like this big, but then the text is like this inside. There's too much white space. It's just physically uncomfortable to hold. So no, again, capitalism hates me. I'm gonna wait till that book comes out in paperback. Even if it takes 2 years, I'm gonna wait. Because I do still very much want to read that book. It's Barbara Dimmock. Her reputation, for me, incredible. She's a great writer as well. She writes very interesting topics, and she writes them very, very well. But that book, in this current edition, no, not doing it. So yeah, I judge a book by its cover all the time. 22, book to movie or book to TV adaptations. I struggle to finish a TV series, so definitely book to movie. 23, a movie or TV adaptation you preferred more than the book. I know I've read there are a few stories that I've read that I thought the movie was better. Grave of the Fireflies is one of them. Grave of the Fireflies was based off of a tiny little novella, and the visual imagery that the Grave of the Fireflies movie provides you just really compounds the emotion that comes out of you more so than the book. So just that visual imagery just does everything. Another good example would be, I prefer the movie Blade Runner over the book To Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. I think they actually deal with different parts of the book. Android's Dream of Electric Sheep deals more with the sort of philosophical idea of the idea and more of the religious side that comes from the idea, sort of the religion behind the new world and like how people are adapting to it, while the movie focuses more on the action part of the book and the concept of can robots be human, basically? Can they have human feelings? Do they deserve to live, basically, as humans? So I think they focus on different parts, but I think the Blade Runner, because of the visuals, just adds a layer that is just very much unexpected and very beautiful and very good for the book. On the contrary, this question doesn't ask it, but if there's a book much better than the movie, it's Jose Saramago's Blindness. That movie cracks me up because I went to go see it in theaters, and this poor couple next to me, you could tell it was like a first date. That is not a movie. That is not a book, a movie you want to watch on a first date. I remember watching the trailer to that movie, and I'm like, why are they presenting this as an action movie? It's not. It's like not at all. It's like humanity at its worst in like a very dystopian kind of setting. It's horrible. But I remember the trailer was presenting as an action film. So yeah, that couple on their first date definitely thought it was more on the action film side. And so when all those scenes came up, they were so uncomfortable next to each other. I felt so bad for them. That's definitely one of those situations where the book was better than the movie, and then the movie trailer was absolutely horrific. 23, oh no, I just answered that. So 24, series or standalone? It's definitely a standalone. I do read a lot of manga series again, but even within the manga series, I prefer standalones, basically meaning, for example, Dragon Ball, I read the original series of Dragon Ball. I'm not interested in its sequels. So a manga series can be very long and have a series and have 40 volumes, but I like to end there. If they try and continue the series, I typically won't continue. For example, Naruto, I've read all of Naruto, the manga series, but do I want to read Boruto, which I consider to be a sequel? No. Especially sequels that have to deal with the children of the main protagonist, I'm just not interested. So yeah, I'm a standalone kind of person, prefer it over series. And then number 25, tag others. I'll see who I can tag. I think maybe I'll try and tag, oh no, because she's not doing booktubing right now. Maybe Jade. Jade would be a good person. She's fantastic. I love her personality, and she reads really interesting books, and I like the way she talks about them. So yeah, I think I'll tag Jade, and then we'll see who else I tag. So any case. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that slightly rare tag video from me. It was really fun to answer those questions. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!